Yes, I, gentlemen. Get your roadies, get your roadies, get your hot, fresh roadies. Veggie roadie, chicken roadie, shrimp roadie. Get it while it's hot, fresh, ready to go. Let's go.
Hey, live a life of a Dan live. Growing up in Tola is where the dance live. One thing the dance win. So when the critics start, ain't one thing the dance give. The dance give. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for letting me dance in. From the ghetto to the black, shagga dog and back, Dutch master rap, that's a fact. Frankie fat bag, squalor in the back of the pack, Dutch master roll exact. Who this boy be? Oh, it's paper, then next thing, H2 is the blessing. Carnal for a session, so we can learn a lesson from another dimension. You hate to the sky, hate till you fly, take the head out them clouds.
Double G, equivalent to 2,000 degrees melt down titanium like a metallical sea. Transform a river into the T2. What you're witnessing is the G2. Your eyes only see 2 G's. Criminal so illegal will lead the feeble. It's stunting like it's evil Knievel.
But in the meantime, between time, I have been patiently waiting to blow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVNC 17 Radio. It's your boy, the internationally known Debon extraordinaire, soon to be world famous yo local superhero, the rated R superstar, Sir Franchise Drake, not to be consumed. Well, you guys know the rest. And as always, my co-host, who is, what is going on over there?
It's your boy, Slick Black, Slick Flair.
He finally hung up. He has nothing to say after that. I knew those days would have run out sooner or later, but I'm pretty sure just going to come back and be more innovative next time. All right. I'm like a chicken with my head cut off. Like, I'm super flustered. Like, coming in from all over. It's not like when I used to just sit down and just think of things and be like, all right, this is what's going on. There's so much people tuning in. Everybody's, you know what I mean, has their input. It seems like out here, or out there, or wherever you guys are in your little world over there, there's a lot of stuff going on that people want the light to be shined on that nobody else is talking about. And I got a little preview list right here. These are the topics. I don't know which one to choose. I guess I'm gonna let Slick choose them. We have...
Do we touching everything?
Touching everything.
How much
wow.
it is? What is it?
All right,
like
we have
15, 20.
We have.
It's about what, like 5?
All right, I'm gonna call the top 5. Men who major in minor. Government trying to censor media. Political officials building up Spanish woman house in Santo Domingo. I have no idea.
Remember this man question.
Oh my God! Okay, did anybody?
I'm just here.
Anybody ask you anything to touch on?
Nope. They just basically tell me, you know, I see you.
All right, do you have any to talk about? There's
Now we could touch
Kardashians are the devil. Yeah. Allegedly. I don't want to get
so listen. So these is the devil.
You guys got slick.
Like the Kardashians are Hell Spawn. Like we're not even gonna touch on it. Okay?
But that's where I was just.
We're not gonna touch on it. Let's leave it alone. We know the confusion over there.
All right, Pop.
Listen.
Can you tell me off the bat how many Kardashians there are?
I don't even know them. I don't care. I don't check for that. I just know that there's a special. There's like a special
place in hell.
No, there's like a special group of Hell Spawns that walk the earth, and the Kardashians is one of them. I mean, how do you have your soon-to-be ex-husband fighting for his life in a hospital and have a TV crew on standby trying to film this nigga's demise? That's up. You guys are the devil.
But wait, hold on. What is wrong with Lamar Odom?
That, you know, after basketball, and they always had a niggas like that coke
So
shit.
he OD'd.
Well, he
Allegedly.
ODs. He f***ed up. He was in a brothel. They find him in a brothel, you know, unconscious. He in a hospital now, intensive care. Knowing the
A brothel.
devils that are the Kardashians, they probably paying these niggas to lie. He probably like coming through and they're like, yeah, he fighting for his life. Have the camera crew out there about to put on the Kardashians. And that's some whatever. But let's leave. We have other stuff to
I
talk
mean,
about. But them motherfuckers are the
anything
devil.
for ratings. Anything for
Yeah,
ratings.
them man is the devil.
All right. Let's talk about men who major in minor.
Well, first of all, they ain't men.
I
They're
mean,
males.
but that's one thing my mentor used to always say. Star used to always say, not all males are men. But like break it down. Like, what would you consider unacceptable? I mean, from let's say an age standpoint, and let's use both male and female.
I mean, well, my son's mother was older than me. That's a whole different story.
No, it's the same story, but we'll get back to that.
But no, I mean, we know what it is. If a 16-year-old dude talking to a 13-year-old,
What's that?
they're kids.
That's okay.
That's okay to me.
All right, but let's say she's 17 and he's 23.
You gotta wait.
So that whole thing, going back to the Kardashians, that whole thing with Tiger and Jalen or Jaylene or Kylie. So
But people have to look behind the scenes. You have to know the real story. Tiger come from a rich family.
all
Their
right.
family, the Kardashians, the mother to do her homework. Hell yeah. You don't need rap. You to do this because you want to be down. You have a inheritance in the real world. So it's like, of course you could date my daughter. Use a black dude with money.
A black Asian, but where is he from? San Francisco, right? Something like that.
Orange County.
So he's from like Orange
The
County,
OC.
California. So it's like, but does money make it all right? Like,
Listen, what the rule says is consent, right? So if your mother, if you are 16, 17, and your mother is telling you in the house that she runs that yes, 23-year-old Tiger, you could come through, sleep, suck out, bang out my daughter, and it's safe because I approve of it. She gonna be 18 in a few months, everything in a year or so.
but first and foremost, this has been going on for a while. Secondly, the rules in California are different from the rules in New York. I think in New York, consent
California,
age is 17, and in LA, consent age is 18.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So it's like technically, regardless if it's the mother's house, they're still legally breaking the law. That's if they're only having sex.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So you don't really.
you're a rapper. She's a debutante, so to say. You really think they're just sitting down here and just like watching the cookies?
Not really. I mean, you know what it is, but like I say, if nobody there to tell, then nothing happen.
Well, all right, true that. Okay, now let's reverse the scenario. You're a father. You have a 17-year-old son. How would you feel if he brought home a woman that was, let's say, 35?
Can't do that. Depending on how she. Well, look, let's be honest. Man, that's hard because on
No,
another note,
it's a double standard, though.
I'd be like, hey, shit, if everything right, but then as a father, I'd be like, nah.
So I mean,
She's
like,
something wrong with she. I'd be like, you son, you safe. But something wrong if you 17 could bag a 35-year-old and you like in school, she have problems.
I mean, but do you give him the pat on the back, or do you?
I still give him the pat on the
Or do
back.
you approach this 37-year-old and like explain?
Nah,
to her,
I
you can't be
automatic.
seeing my
Of
son?
course, I will do that because I know she have a problem. I know the problem is with her, not my son. I'll tell my son like, my boy, you do good, but trust me, home girl, she's sick.
But okay, but if it was your daughter now, 17.
Of course, that won't happen. That won't happen. We ain't entertaining that conversation. We ain't entertaining that conversation.
But no, but what's with the double standard though?
Nah, that's just
Wrong
how it
is like at the end of the day, wrong
That's
is
how
wrong.
it is. Once my daughter in her mother house or my house, and she can't put. I gonna teach my daughter them game. I don't teach in them games, so she can't run game on me. Maybe she run game on her mother, but she ain't gonna run game on me. Or you going jam? Nah, I know what to do. So, nah, and it's really what you expose your children to.
True that.
You
true
know,
that.
and if you expose your children to environments where they get to be kids, they don't have sexual images and stuff like that, the tantling around and stuff like that, it don't make them think about it. You need that child ain't gonna sit down in an environment of just nurturing and learning and all of a sudden just start thinking about sex. They're that child.
But this is what happens, and this is why I always end each show with make sure the gates that surround your property keep you safe, because a lot of these things they pick up, they wouldn't necessarily pick up in the home. Is when they go out in school and they mingle with other children.
You can't help what they're exposed to in school. You can never do nothing. At the end of the day, that's why.
Down with homeschooling.
That's why you at the end of the day talk to your kids and don't ask them stupid questions if you listen. Now be like, so I went down in school today, man, nothing happened on the playground. Nobody wasn't talking about, well, you know, I said you could tell me anything. I don't care what it is. I ain't no snitch. I ain't gonna go to unless it's something harmful. But like, yeah, so you try to engage them in conversation. And your kids are willing to let you know exactly word for word what went down, who do what, especially if they wasn't involved. So they'll drop the 411.
Well, I mean, see, I'm glad you brought that up, because the guy that suggested this topic, who also is a parent, we got into the real nitty-gritty of it, right? And it's like, you said whatever, but do you trust that your children are telling you the truth all the time?
Yeah, I mean, like, it goes back to knowing your child. If your child have a track record of growing up and never fibbing, you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, you have to use your own intuition and intellect to decipher what a child tell you, like, is it plausible? You think about it, Slick. You've been there.
You've been there. But here's this now. I like how this thing is falling in like a chain reaction, just like how me and the other gentleman discussed it. Here's the thing now, right? We've all been there. But the times that our generation grew up in is nothing compared to the generation that exists now. So I'm saying, you as a parent, if you have a child, a daughter that is 16 years old, or a son that is 16 years old, would you go through their cell phones? Because when I had this discussion, one parent said that they wouldn't, and the other parent said yes, they would.
Me ain't gonna take their phone and be like, give it to me, boy. If I catch them slipping, and the phone just down and they ain't have no code on it. In fact, I'll tell you, I might tell my child, because most likely you ain't paying your bill.
More than likely. That's what the parent that said he would go through the phone. He said, I ain't paying the bill?
Yeah, I tell you.
All right.
I tell you, you can have a phone, but you ain't have no code, no. Hey, grab your phone when I want, I'll use that. I'll go through your content. Yeah. If I allow you to have a Facebook, you can't have no password. I'll go in your... See where you got your messages and your wall, everything. If that's the condition, if I can allow my teenage child to engage in social media at a 14, 15-year clip or whatever, then the condition is I personally have I could stay from work and go into your Facebook content, go into your Messenger, go into, I gonna have access to all your stuff.
But here is where, and this is where I interjected, here is where the decline of society gets involved. A lot of these times we're living beyond our means, so parents in this generation who are struggling themselves are going out of their way to make sure that their children have the latest gadgets and latest whatever, the iPhones, the iPads, whatever. But the average parent that's already stretching themselves thin to provide these things, working 2, 3 jobs, tired, whatever, do they have time to monitor such activity?
Of course not, and that's the problem. But who is me to question your goals, your life goals? My life goals, listen, honestly, from the time I got my son Calfani, my life goals took a backseat. That boy didn't ask to come in.
True that.
When you decide to have kids, if you had a dream about being a wrestler, a singer, that is part-time. Your full-time gig now as a parent. If you could squeeze in time for your thing, so as in walking, listen, if you know, if you ain't went to school or if you ain't got no trade or whatever and you just wanted to plug in minimum wage, then you have to say to yourself, no.
Breaking the wall.
If anything, I have to try to make sure I have something for my child. You can't say I need to live. If you wanted to live, don't have kids.
I mean, some things are easier said than done, but now we're going into now these children, they're getting around their friends, they want to be in the latest, they want to keep up with the Joneses, and it turns out like you can't, they want something, you can't provide it for them. If they're already at a resourceful age, like the case that happened some weeks ago with that man who majored in minor in receiving fellatio from that Lord knows however old the child was. Some allege that was over a hairdo. A hairstyle probably that chick shouldn't even be having at her age anyway.
Oh yeah, first of all, I didn't see that video. I don't look at them type of.
But yeah.
Second of all, at the end of the day, if that's her hustle and the victim is and he was the sucker for it, then it is what it is. If the girl underage, then a nigga need to get what's coming to him. If she of age, then it's a non-issue.
But no, this one was definitely a minor, and
Well,
some
then.
were saying that it wasn't the guy's fault because he was enticed by a minor. And I'm saying, but no, as an adult, he should know better. I mean, there should be nothing that a child can bribe you with, physically or sexually. But what their defense was, it was the children's parents' fault because they should have raised a better child that would stoop to such a level.
Man, this nigga, man. He's a pervert. Ain't no other way around it. I want to hear that bull. You telling me?
But I'm saying, but this is a constant issue
Man, whatever,
with
man.
men that major in minor.
You listen. I gonna say this out here to you, wifeless. Okay, I can't get a f***ing girl the right way. My age, using excuse but entice, and should have been raised better. Nigga, weren't you raised better than that? Out of here, nigga.
Good point.
Out of here. You're weak. You're a pedophile. Okay? Kill yourself.
But still, but now that that's cleared through, but what do we do about I'm trying to find a precise word. The breakdown of society, the degrading of society. That what are these children getting into?
Listen, Generation X, the breakdown of society being orchestrated when the powers to be is a mandate. Every government, every functioning system in the Western hemisphere have to follow it. Okay, be under our control, and part of it is to ensure that they control creative minds. So, as they gonna choose a certain race segment of society to keep, and you use the greatest tool, television, radio, music. Once you keep that docile, okay, you see, if you inspire too much, you know how much Martin Luther King's and Malcolm X's gonna spawn. The government ain't gonna be able to control. So you have to neuter society. You have to neuter them mentally. Feed them with poison. Once we sit down and we watch the TVs, come on, we all do. We watch the rap video and be like, man, I'll kill that wraith, man. So now, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. Listening to Jeezy. If you listen to Jeezy and Ras for like a couple weeks, a month, at the end of the day, you wake up and be like, I looking at Kita Biden.
You want to flip this brick?
I want to flip this brick. It's all mental. So once you keep feeding that, of course, I don't want to hustle. I want to wreath. Okay?
Yeah,
Of course.
Get it.
You know?
They ain't teaching you in school how to get
Okay,
that.
so that's what it is. So now, when you have parents thinking like that, boy, the kids watching that and be like, yeah, for real, that's what it's about. And that's where it starts. You see, you in your home, you control. You could defeat the Baphomet. You could defeat the Baphomet. You could defeat the illumination.
With something
It's
as
all
simple as family values.
and conversation. I stir my son up. Even though he lived with me all his life, I stir his mental. Okay? And my son is a conscious youth at 16. Okay? He ain't into chasing tail. Okay? He find a passion and he pursuing his passion. I inspired him from young when he used to see me. I remember when he used to always tell me when I pick him up in the weekend, he'd be like, I see you on TV too, Daddy, I see you on. I used to be like, yeah, and he used to tell his friends them, see, when you set that image, your children want to be like you, or they want to be better. I want my child to be better than me. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just to see that he ain't give me no problem, never had to go to the police station. And even though he had the family housing, he grew up, he looked at lime housing, his cousin is a real tuggy in housing. He been wrong with but he's always had the mental to be like, I ain't about that. My father show me better.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. But to touch on a topic that you brought up earlier, and this is it's just streaming in, government trying to censor media. And by censoring, it's not only taken away, it's what they allow you to see. We see the skits all the time where they show you the compilations of all these different news anchors saying the same stuff the same way. We know what's going on in China.
We all know in the real world outside of Tatola, there's basically about 5 news networks in the entire that's allowed to produce news in the entire United States of America. So they don't report news. They tell you what the news is. They tell you whatever they want to be the news. They don't report news. To see the real news, you have to look at outside, like wall news from other countries.
Or little blog spots like these.
Or they'll show you exactly what's happening in America and whatever the case may be. Now, locally, at the end of the day, when I've heard the rumors, I've read the articles online when they're like, oh, the one media house complaining of being censored, and the judge asked to meet with them and telling them, I understand the situation with not reporting and, like, for instance, blogging and case, because guess what, the place land. If I was a cop, I don't need to investigate. If you're going to allow people to blog, you go straight to the blog. People calling, people nickname and telling you what went on. They'll just be taking notes like, all right, so for influencing case and stuff like that, I could understand that. Now, if they're trying to say that they're trying to censor you from reporting things were happening within the government and facts, well, hey, who is me, the voter? I as into the present government, I have no issue with them. They ain't doing. I am employed. I have no problem with their affairs. I am here long enough, but I still feel like, I have a minor opinion in it. So at the end of the day, if you're trying to tell me certain governments or certain government office trying to censor me, they have to have a reasoning behind of it.
Control.
Well, if the reason is simply control, then there is a constitutional rights,
Okay,
and
but
if you could bypass that, then
as a citizen, are you comfortable with the level of transparency that you're getting, or do you want more?
Most in a small place like that, you could really find out what you need.
So you're safe.